It is very likely that you are sitting next to someone to whom this situation will be very personal and maybe something that has already affected their lives. If at any time you need to excuse yourself, if this becomes very emotional or overwhelming, feel free to excuse yourself back into the building to the counseling office. Today you'll be hearing from a few different people. One of them who is standing beside me, Officer Gomez. He will be narrating through the simulation to explain exactly how the first responders typically handle a situation like the one that you're about to see. Our scenario begins late Friday night, tomorrow night, as your senior ball has been over for a few hours. After having a blast at the high school and celebrating the end of this year, celebrating one last time as an entire senior class, some of you went to a house party. Many of the students were drinking, and as the hours ticked by, the party was coming to an end. Groups of students got in their cars to drop their friends off before heading home. When Abby made a left-hand turn onto Manitou Road, she never saw Jeremy's car, and there was an enormous crash.
Abby! Abby! What the hell? What did you do? Someone call 911! Someone call 911!
Drunk driving is the #1 cause of death on our roadways, guys. Every 2 minutes, someone is injured in a drunk driving crash in the United States. Every 51 minutes, someone is killed in an alcohol-related car crash, which is approximately 28 people per day. Every crash has a devastating impact on victims, their friends, their families, their classmates, and their coworkers. Of the over 10,000 deaths attributed to DWI each year, an estimated 4,000 of those are due to teen alcohol use alone. An estimated 1 in 4 drivers will test positive for at least one drug that can affect safety. These drugs include legal prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, marijuana, and of course, alcohol. Many of us in the EMS, fire, and police field are volunteers who are sleeping and have jobs, families, daytime responsibilities, young children, and are not paid for the service they provide. Also consider that as we as public service officials, we are part of this community and know many of you personally. And that can have a dramatic effect on our lives in these situations as well. At this time, you can see the police arriving on scene. We're usually the ones that get to the scene first, especially at night. When everyone is sleeping, we're the only ones working. Our responsibility right now is for scene security and trying to interview everyone, including witnesses, to see what happened. Before a criminal investigation begins, we have a lot of information gathered.
You killed my best friend! Alright, sorry.
We are fortunate in this community to have EMS services. We pretty much have hospitals on wheels with paramedics, but they don't have everything that we need, such as blood. Their response time to get to people in car crashes is critical, and believe it or not, the survivability rates depend a lot on them. Right now, you can see the police are administering sobriety tests.
Sorry.
They're actually seeing if he's okay, assessing him, making sure he is sober enough to drive. As police, we are the first responders. Usually, like I said, the first ones at the scene, we have. As you can see, it's one big team effort. It's one collaborative movement between police, fire, and EMS. As soon as the fire department is able to get the building from the crash, they will be seen by EMS personnel. You can see fire used right now is going flight. Several thousand pounds of force, cut, tear, and probably get them out of the car. In the actual scene, you actually see screaming, glass flying, sounds of metal being cut or torn. There will be the odor of fuel, sometimes burning gas. Sometimes even the smell of blood. All the real accident crashes are the leading cause of death in the U.S. Due to the factor of 31% of U.S. driver fatalities. Your group, age 16 to 24, they have the lowest seatbelt use rate, which helps contribute to death. How fatal will be the accidents? 61% will be boys, 39% will be females. Right now, fire department's using every tool accessible to them to extract people from the vehicle. You'll also see now the vehicle, the driver of the other vehicle, will be taken into custody by the police because he failed to interfere with traffic. You look at the facial expression on him, you realize this has been a huge mistake. Of all the facts that I just read you guys regarding impaired driving and the effects of alcohol on a person's ability to operate a motor vehicle, there is one common factor that exists among all of them. That one factor is that all of these crashes and injuries and deaths are preventable. many of you, what you're seeing now may be excessive. It is critical that fire is able to safely extract the victim from the crash to not cause further injury. At this time, police are actually managing a lot of logistics, things that you don't see at the scene. Calls are being made, contacts are being made to parents, not just for the victims, but also for the arrested. Crashes this severe, victims are covered as to not expose the community, passerbyers, to actually see them. It is more for their protection. As you can see, there is a survivor in this vehicle. She was fortunate. She is the driver. As you can see, she's severely injured. As you can see, going to the extreme that the fire department does as far as breaking down a car to extract a victim is critical as to not induce further injuries. At this time, you also see there is another passenger in the vehicle. Her name is Juliana. She's a classmate. And unfortunately, she is not as fortunate as the driver in this incident. As I said earlier, we are part of this community as well. Police, fire, EMS. And one of us may at some point have to notify your family. We may know them personally. Believe it or not, it actually affects us as well, having to make that notification that your child is injured or even killed in a car crash. These are words that we never forget. These are the things that affect us for the rest of our lives. I said earlier, Juliana wasn't as fortunate in this incident. I want you to imagine being at graduation this year and having that empty seat right there next to you. That seat that belonged to Juliana. Think of how you'd feel. And now I ask you to think of this before getting behind the wheel and letting someone get behind the wheel when they've had too much to drink.
At some point, someone would have contacted Juliana's parents. After they've learned that news, those of us at the school, our phones will start ringing in the middle of the night. And Officer Gomez will deliver the terrible news that the tragedy has struck the lives of our students. Jeremy is headed to the Monroe County Jail on charges of vehicular manslaughter. Abby and Maya are injured, and their lives will never be the same after what they witnessed tonight. And then Juliana, the young woman with a contagious smile, her energetic personality, and such a bright future in front of her, won't wake up tomorrow. Mrs. Daly's going to read a poem now.
I went to a party, Mom. I remembered what you said. You told me not to drink, Mom, so I drank soda instead. I felt really proud inside, Mom, the way you said I should. I didn't drink and drive, Mom, even though the others said I could. I know I did the right thing, Mom. I know you're always right. Now the party is finally ending, Mom, and everyone is driving out of sight. As I got into the car, Mom, I knew I'd get home in one piece. Because of the way you raised me, so responsible and sweet. I started to drive away, Mom, but as I pulled out into the road, the other car didn't see me, Mom, and hit me like a load. And as I lay here on the pavement, Mom, I hear the policeman say, the other guy is drunk, Mom, and now I'm the one who'll pay. I'm here dying, Mom. I wish you'd get here soon. How could this happen to me, Mom? My life just burst like a balloon. There is blood all around me, Mom, and most of it is mine. I hear the medic say, Mom, I'll die in a short time. I just wanted to tell you, Mom, I swear I didn't drink. It was the others, Mom. The others didn't think. He was probably at the same party as I. The only difference is he drank and I will die. Why do people drink, Mom? It can ruin your whole life. I'm feeling sharp pains now. Pains just like a knife. The guy who hit me is walking, Mom, and I don't think it's fair. I'm lying here dying, and all he can do is stare. Tell my brother not to cry, Mom. Tell Daddy to be brave. And when I go to heaven, Mom, put Daddy's girl on my grave. Someone should have told him, Mom, not to drink and drive. If they only had told him, Mom, I would still be alive. My breath is getting shorter, Mom. I'm becoming very scared. Please don't cry for me, Mom. When I needed you, you were always there. I have one last question, Mom, before I say goodbye. I didn't drink and drive, so why am I the one to die?
I know it's human nature, especially for teenagers, to think this isn't going to happen to me. It won't happen here in Spencerport. That happens somewhere else. But it does. And everybody that it happens to has always said that. So we are begging you tomorrow night to make smart decisions. It doesn't have to be alcohol, guys. It could be a pill. It could be something else. But as soon as you start, that one drink, that one bad decision can lead to a lot of others because you're under the influence and you're not thinking clearly. So if you are going to make decisions tomorrow night or any night, don't drive. Make a responsible decision, plan ahead of time, call someone, and be a good friend and help your friends make those decisions too. We love you guys. We want you to be safe. We want you to have fun. And you can do both of those things. All right, I want to thank you guys so much this morning. I want to really thank our actors and our first responders and the whole team that made this possible. This is a lot. If you need some time to process, feel free to stick around, and our counseling team is here. We'll be happy to talk to you. If you're a WMOCO student, I'm going to ask you to head back to the West Gym if you need to take a bus. We'll have buses available. If you're driving, you can now excuse yourself and drive to WMOCO safely. And again, we just want to thank everybody for being part of today. All right, again, you guys are excused whenever you're ready. Feel free to stick around and have conversations. And again, a big thank you to everybody for making this possible.
Yeah, where do I go?